All right, so today we'll start with the cash market. Okay, this is the next type of market in structured organized markets. The other name for cash market is also the immediate market or the spot market. It is also known as the spot market. Immediate transactions are those which deal in exchange of goods. Is done at the time of the transaction, but payment does not have to happen immediately after the exchange of goods. Okay, so in immediate markets or in cash market, the goods are exchanged by the goods are sent to the buyer, but the payment doesn't have to be made immediately. It can be, but it is not mandatory to make payments immediately on the spot. This type of deal is also called the real deal. In these deals, the goods have to be delivered as soon as deal is made. In general, three main things are normally required in cash transactions. The buyer has to take delivery of the product immediately after sale. The seller has to deliver the goods immediately, and normally the price of the product has to be paid immediately, but sometimes the price can be paid later. Okay, so these are the three basic conditions that have to be followed when we are operating in a spot market or a cash market. Many times in spot deals, the goods are subsequently picked up by the buyer and received by the seller later. The main purpose of these deals is to buy and sell goods. Deals are fully interested in the supply of goods. Cash deals can be done at any place, time and market. We can do these deals in bulk or small quantities in any form. Okay, so both big and small deals can be done in the spot markets or cash markets. Next we come to the forward dealing markets. So forward dealing markets are future dealing markets. Okay, forward dealing is a tool to provide protection against price fluctuation during the marketing of goods. Okay, so this kind of markets basically are set up in order to safeguard the seller from losses that may result from fluctuation of price. Maybe today the price is higher and it may be possible that in a future date the price would be lower. So to save the seller from such risks, these kind of deals are established. Stockists, processors or manufacturers use future deals to avoid price related risk to themselves. Future deals are those deals in which there is a contract for exchanging goods on a certain date in the future. This date is the month in which goods are available in sufficient quantities, such as at the harvest. Payments are also made later. Generally, the same item can be traded in the future transactions, including the following features. So what are the features of forward dealing? The supply of things, goods, not things, the supply of goods should be very high. Should be, basically we are talking about the amount of goods. Okay, if there is a short supply of the item, then some traders can control the supply and recover any value from the buyer. So like here it is mentioned that during harvest period, harvest season is when the crops are harvested. Okay, harvested means they are cut and the fruit is actually ripened and it is ready to be sold in the market. Okay, so in the harvest season all the crops are cut down and the fruits and vegetables and the greens are secured for sale. So at that point of time the supply of products is very high. Okay, so that is the time when forward dealing can take place. Okay, then the object should have a small amount of perishable characteristics so that it can be stored for future fulfillment. Okay, so the things or the goods that are being transacted in forward dealings should be of perishable nature. Okay, now it is not necessary that they should be perishable to a very high degree, means they can only be stored for a few days or maybe 2 days, 3 days. Okay, the perishability should be smaller, like onions, potatoes. Okay, then grains. All these things have a very high degree of perishability, very low degree of perishability, means they can be stored for a longer time as compared to fruits, vegetables, dairy products. Okay, so they should have some degree of perishability. Manufactured goods cannot be dealt with in the forward dealing markets. Okay, so only agriculture products should be transacted. Then the object should have uniformity or be homogeneous so that it can be easily graded and the future supplier will not have any problem with respect to the variety. So uniformity means the product should be of the same type. Like if we are storing potatoes, then all the potatoes should be of the same type or grades, and nothing else other than potatoes should be stored along with them. Okay, because if it mixes, it will be very difficult to segregate. So the object should be uniform and homogeneous. Then some large firms should not control the supply of goods. It should be available with many suppliers. Okay, so monopoly situation should not arise. Okay, there should not be few sellers or a limited number of sellers. There should be a high number of sellers only in order to secure future dealings in the market. Okay, so there should be large number of sellers. Then the item should be demanded by many independent consumers. No buyer should be in a position to purchase only on his own terms. Okay, so the market has to have large number of sellers and large number of buyers. Okay, if there are very small number of buyers, the interest of the seller will be harmed. Means the buyer will buy or try to negotiate on their own terms. Like the price, if we talk about the price, then the buyer, being the only buyer, will say that I will purchase the product, but only if the price is less. Voice is breaking. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so next is the value of the commodity should be such that its relief can spread over a large area. Means it can be sold for the retail purposes and the buyer can earn from the proceeds. Okay, that is what future dealing markets or future transaction or forward dealing transactions are all about. Next we come to the type of future transactions. How many types of future transactions can there be? First is security deals. When a person amounts to the potential loss of a transaction, the quality traded earlier. If the second deal does the opposite of the first deal, then this type of deal is called security deal. For example, if he has to buy the first deal, then he will sell the second deal. In this way, the loss of one transaction will be replenished by the profit of another transaction. Therefore, such deals are called security deals. So hedging in the English language means to cover up. So here what we are trying to do is they set up multiple deals, okay, like if they establish one deal or one transaction in which a lot of loss was incurred, then they can secure another transaction which can recover the losses incurred in the first deal. So basically here we are trying to recover our losses through multiple transactions. Then these deals are of opposite nature. This means that if one deal is for purchase, the other will be for sale. Both deals have the same quantity of buying and selling. Both normal transactions are delivered on the same date, and the purpose of these deals is not to earn profit but to avoid the loss and to secure profits. So if I purchase a lot at say the price of rupees 100 per kg, okay, and I incurred a loss in securing the deal. So I will make sure that when I sell that 100 kgs, I should recover the losses that I have made while purchasing the product, okay. The mutual deals, in these deals there is neither delivery of goods on the future fixed date nor payment of its value, but by paying or receiving the difference between the market price of that fixed date and the fixed price in the transaction. So this is basically speculation based deals, okay. Speculation means earning through speculative activities. Does anybody know what speculation means? No, speculation basically means satta, okay. So we are trying to earn by the fluctuation in the value of products, okay. So if I know that the price of onions is going to increase, what I'll do is I will place a transaction, or I will make a deal with the supplier for a huge amount of bulk quantity of onions, okay. I will not make the payments, neither will the supplier deliver me the onions, but what we will do is, when the price actually rises, if there is a difference between the decided price and the current price, I will either receive or pay the difference. Do you understand? Did everybody understand what I was trying to say? हाँ नहीं, कुछ तो बोलो करो.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. चलो ठीक है. So these are the two types of future transactions that are done. Then next we come to the advantages of future transactions. Benefit क्या क्या है? Price balance, balances of price from future deals, that is demand and supply increases, there is stability in the level of market prices. So if I make future deals, if I decide that today I've made the deal for purchase of the lot of say vegetables or grains in the next month or next 2 months, the day on which the deal is made, the price is finalized on that current day's price only. Okay, if I make a deal today, whatever the current price today is, that would be the price that I will be offering whenever I make the actual payment. So stability in prices is maintained. Then demand adjustments, they adjust between price levels in different markets and demand for goods from one market to another. Production centers to consumer centers from one year to another adjust accordingly. So demand adjustment also takes place because of future transactions, because yes, I will send you the link. So a demand we can adjust depending on the future transactions. So if I know that a lot of supply is going to be present in the next harvest season, I can accordingly adjust the or create the demand for the product. Okay. Then intermediaries gain. Future transactions do not require the intermediary traders to hold more stock, hence their expenses are saved. So intermediaries are the middlemen. Okay, so what they do is they buy from the producer and then they sell to the wholesaler or the retailer, and in the middle of these transactions, the trading, they try to secure a level of profit. Okay, so they in these type of transactions, they do not have to keep a lot of supply or a lot of stock with themselves in order to earn profits. Okay, they can just create the deals or finalize the deals, and whenever the ultimate date comes or whenever the supply is required, they can directly take it from the producer and directly send it to the buyer. Then producers gain, can keep the cost of future fixed due to future transactions and avoid the risk of price fluctuations. So it may be possible that on a future date, when the actual harvest is done, the price of that product may become very low. So the producer may lose a lot of money because of this price change. But if they establish a forward dealing or a future transaction on the day when the price is considerably high, they will not lose from the fluctuation in price. Then flowing markets, these deals go a long way in maintaining a perpetually flowing market. Means they help the market in creating a continuous flow of supply and demand for the agriculture products. Okay. Then loss on future transactions. Future deals lead to an unnecessary increase in number of individuals, that is bookies, who deal only at intervals. This has a bad effect on the business world. So bookies means the intermediaries that we are talking about. They actually are the middlemen, and they earn a lot because of these fluctuations. Okay, and also cause a very high increase in price unnecessarily. Then being a future deal increases the possibility of an increase in the current market price, which affects the consumers only. Okay, so future deals basically increase the possibility of the number of buyers and number of customers that may be present. Which may not be the ideal situation for the producer, as there may be less number of goods available, and that will create a very big difference in the demand and supply. Okay, then we come to the differences between spot and future transactions. So spot transactions and future transactions. What is the difference? So I've listed it here. First is the purpose. Price has to be bought and sold for the purpose of the benefit derived from the change that the dealers get, the goods or the loss arising from them. One second, there's some.
मैम मैम जो आपने नोट्स कर दिए हैं, जितना आपने 5th यूनिट तक दिया मैम, अगर हम वो ही पढ़ेंगे तो बुक की ज़रूरत तो नहीं पड़ेगी?
बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर मैंने पूरा कवर किया है ना, जैसे टॉपिक्स और सब टॉपिक्स, उसमें जो भी पॉइंट्स लिस्टेड हैं वो सब चीज़ें मैंने उसमें डाली हुई हैं. अभी कुछ कमी है, मतलब आई एम कीपिंग देम up to date. I'm trying to include more topics one by one as and when I get time. So that the PPT is not actually complete right now. Okay, I will be adding more notes to it. So that much if you study, मतलब उतने से अगर पढ़ोगे तो वो sufficient है आपके लिए.
मैम जो आपने दिया है वो पढ़ेंगे तो सफिशिएंट है.
हाँ, बट आपको उसके डिस्क्रिप्शंस आपको लिखने पड़ेंगे ना, जैसे मैंने जो डिस्कस किया है क्लास में. अब जैसे ये पॉइंट्स है, इनके बारे में ये पॉइंट लिख तो दिया मैंने, बट इससे आप समझ क्या रहे हैं वो भी आपको इसके साथ लिखना पड़ेगा
अपने ओन वर्ड्स में ना.
यस, आपके वर्ड्स में.
यस मैम.
ओके,
यस मैम.
चलिए,
थैंक यू.
हाँ, तो हाँ, so purpose is to actually safeguard from the benefits of benefits derived from the change that the dealers get, the goods or losses arising from them. So ultimately whatever changes may occur depending on the availability of the product or the goods, spot transactions deal with the change in supply. Okay, then future transactions, so transactions of goods is not a term subject for the purpose of these are done only to avoid losses and losses arising out of change in prices. So deals are replenished by taking the differences in price. So as we just discussed that in future transactions we try to create the deal, and it is not necessary that the product will be have to be delivered or the payment would have to be made. Okay, so this is done only to safeguard against the fluctuation in prices. And here we basically finish off dealing with the stock of the product. We deliver the goods immediately, whoever is trying to purchase, and we are done with the stock. Then quantity, these deals can be done in bulk or in small quantities. So spot transactions can be bulk quantities and small quantities, but future transaction deals can be done in bulk and in any of these specified units. For example, 100 knots, 6,000 bushels are made. So these are basically weighing terms. Okay, collective terms for various agricultural products. Okay, so basically what we are trying to say is future transactions deal in bulk quantities. Then time, the time is fixed on the basis of facilities of the bargainers for the liability of the goods. So on the spot it is done, and it helps in finishing off with the liability of goods. Then for future transactions, for the final payment of the deal, a certain time is set in advance. So the date is already set or already finalized that on which date the transaction will ultimately happen. Okay. Next is location. At the time of making these deals, payment is taken either by giving the goods immediately or there is a system of payment later. Therefore, there is no need for differential amount. So spot transactions basically, as we said, that we immediately deliver the goods and the price is also finalized on that particular day, but the payment can be made on a later date. Okay, so price and amount is fixed. Whenever the buyer and seller decide, they can finish off with the payment later. Then in future transactions, full payment margins amount or differential amount has to be deposited with the manufacturer at the time of transaction. So as we discussed, there are two types of dealings. So in one type of dealing, no transaction is done, only the difference between the transactions is given. Okay, like मैंने जितने प्राइस पे सेट किया था और आज जिस प्राइस पर करेंटली है वो प्रोडक्ट, उनका डिफरेंस या तो मुझे रिसीव होगा या मैं पे करूँगी. ठीक है, या फिर फुल पेमेंट इज ऑल्सो मेड. ओके, इन सिक्योर्ड डील्स फुल पेमेंट इज ऑल्सो मेड. सो बोथ can be possible in future transactions. Then standard and classes. So these deals can be done by on any kind of goods. These deals are done for predetermined standard classes of goods. So here classes means the grading we are talking about. Okay, the grading is set in advance, and depending on the grade, like I want to purchase A grade of rice, so I deal according to the grades of rice. Okay, and here any kind of goods can be transacted, even lower grades or non-graded goods are also transacted. Then last point is, these deals can be done by all types of individual traders, and future transactions can only be done through the members of the exchange and through them. So here this operates through a exchange, or we can say through intermediaries. But spot transaction, there is no intermediaries present. The buyer and seller directly interact with each other and go through with the deals. Okay, so this brings us to the end of difference in spot and future transaction market. Now there is only one topic left for us to study in the third unit, and we will be done with the third unit, that is channel of distribution. Okay, so we'll stop here today.